do.
Uh, okay,
That
and there it
is
goes. Holy shit.
that
Okay. Yeah?
that is what we do though. Whether we do it on accident or not, it still gets done.
Yes, it still gets done. Guess what? I
Graham
I
Z Dork.
I know. I dorked things up, and that's okay because you're supposed to do that on the dork table, aren't you? That's just part of that walk of life, let me tell you. Woohoo! So,
We tend to knock shit over at the most inappropriate times.
I know. We're kind of like cats on a flat earth. We're going to knock everything off the edge.
Flat Earth. Oh, here we go. Anyway, we'll save that for later on in the show, little missy.
Yes. Well, let me make sure I got my volumes up there because,
Follow your proper protocols.
yeah. I say, yeah.
Proper protocols are in order to get this here dork table started.
Yay. Okay. Y'all are here at the dork table, by the way, in case you don't know, here on Real Liberty Media.
Sure. Yeah, but no.
Yes, it was, Grimmy. That was a very fast F bomb.
Can you imagine if Trump ever sat down and listened to a dork table?
Oh, God. That would be
I
scary.
wonder, I wonder if he'd laugh at the jokes about his wife, though.
I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know.
some people
Mm.
think I mean everything I say, and they never know if I do or don't.
Ah, well, hmm.
That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.
There you go. Okay, over here on Twitter, we got. I
Twitter!
know, I still got 381 followers. Thank you, Barman, for tweeting us out. We truly appreciate it. And now I'm going to go ahead and close Twitter because, yeah, they got all this shalom or trumples or dangleberry or and ick. I don't want to see
Yeah,
that. It's Saturday. I'm taking the day off from that shit.
yeah.
Over here on Mines, I have no freaking clue what's going on over here.
Oh, that's the Herd and Cat channel, by the way,
Yes,
because
it
there's no
is.
way to keep track of everybody. That wasn't designed to do that.
No, and that's okay. That's
Not
okay.
as a yeah, as a member. No, it's a lot of fun to navigate that shit though.
Yeah, it is.
Lots of different perspectives over there on the Old Minds channel, Miss Mary.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Over here on this Freedoms Network, I see the lovely
Freedom
TD
Network.
Sanders is here.
Hey, TD.
Yay!
Yeah, I was over there seeing her stuff this morning when I
Yeah.
woke up into the world.
When you woke up into the world. Hey, Estrella was over here too. And Grimmy is over here.
Estrella!
Yeah, lovely Estrella. I haven't chitty chatted with her in a while. I also see that Katie Troxel was over here as well as Rob Works and the lovely Miri B.
Rob
So,
Works B and Troxel. I'll
yeah.
take a Rob Works B and Troxel to go, please. And put it in a dirty glass.
There you go. There you go. And over here on Fakey Book, not a whole heck of a lot
Fake
going on.
book.
Fake Book has been messed up, but I'm wondering if maybe it's my DuckDuckGo because my
Hmm.
DuckDuckGo has some kind of filter thing on it. I forget what it's called now, but
Called a filter thing.
oh
Gives
well,
it.
yeah, in the technical term. So,
If you
but
don't know what it is, then why ask? Okay, like
well, in
that.
any case, it's
Yeah.
making my fake book real slow, and that's okay because it's filtering out some of the
Oh,
bullshit, or so it says. And
that's not possible, Mary.
well, it even if it filters one bullshit, then it filters out some of the bullshit. So there you
You're
go.
so you're so easily satisfied.
Yeah, well, if you set your standards a little bit lower, then it is easier to be satisfied.
Thanks, Grim, for having an RLM for us to play on.
Yes, no doubt. And also, I just want to send out a real quick thinking about you to my cousins. I had a cousin that passed away last night, so bless his heart, but he's no longer hurting, so that's a good thing. He had the C word. So, yeah, and he went through the whole rigmarole with the meta death system and the chemo and all that other crap. So bless his heart. In any case, now over here in the RLM, which is where you need to be if you want to give us static, or if you want to be dorkular, or dweebular, or nerdular, or Damn, I see a free
No.
dork nerd weeb.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
like that.
It
Oh well, right up.
doesn't leave much to the imagination there, does it, Miss Mary?
Well, actually, it does
Kind of,
leaves quite a bit
kind
to
of
the
stinks,
imagination.
Lucy.
It leaves a lot because I'm trying to picture a free dork nerd dweeb, and it's
Well,
like,
you're going
wow.
visual on this one, right?
I know,
Oh,
pocket protector and glasses with the tape and the whole shooting match kind of thing.
blanket forts, favorite stuffed animals, the whole 9 yards. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
popcorn, and a bottle of whiskey just in case you get bored.
Oh, there you go. In any case, barman is right up top. Thank you, Free.
Barman.
Um, yeah,
Uh,
he's the coolest barman. Then we got a grim nerd in the house,
Rib-
and a lovely Kate from down in
Hey,
Florida.
yeah, down
Yeah,
in
and
Florida. I changed
Florida.
it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, wow,
because
that really
because
works.
those wackos in Florida are so weird. It comes through in their text. So I
Oh,
blame it on the fluoride.
oh, okay, okay.
I'm kidding, Kate. You're one of the more intelligent people I've encountered. Nothing personal, Hansel.
Hi, Pribib. I have no idea what a PLS
Yeah,
file is.
I saw that,
Um,
and I'm just sorry I didn't think of it.
I know. In any case, I also see Asmo is here. Asmo!
Asmo.
Beth
Hey,
Z is
Asmo.
also here, as well as
Hey,
BTC Bob. The BTCs are here again. Chalcedony's
Bob.
also in the house, as well as Circles, your better half.
Oh, hello, honey.
And there's only one Chloe. Hot diggity dog. What the
One
heck happened?
Chloe singular. Oh,
Yes.
the world is coming to an end.
Oh no. And then we got a free dork nerd dweeb.
Yeah,
I
that
just
guy.
love that.
Freeport nerd dweeb.
And looky there,
I
IB
can't.
Don C is here.
Oh, he done. Oh, he's going to be employable again, I heard.
I know, and he's very
Yes.
tickled about it. And
Yes.
Java
Just
Java Java Java
commenting.
Java
So,
Doctor
you
2
know,
is here.
get some people in the RLM going, hey, good deal, dude. Because if
Yeah.
that's what you're going to do it right.
Well, yeah, and if he can make some moolah and sounds like he's hoping to in 3 years' time be able to be out of there again. So hey,
Oh,
have a
during the
goal.
show, remember to ask me how to make the most money possible. I'll tell you a no-fail way. But
Printing
ask me
press.
during the show.
Oh, we're in the show, hon.
Well,
In
I
any
mean,
case.
after the hellos of it all. 'Cause
Ah.
this is my favorite part. Now, don't make me tell anybody.
Oh, okay. Okay. Did you say hi to Java? I see Jay
Java.
Dredd is here too. Hi,
Hey,
Hansel.
cancel!
I also see JJ's is in the house, as well as
Hey,
Juana Taco.
what a taco.
Yeah, and the lovely Rain is here. And I hear Goober has got rain going on. I got wind. I
Goober
know.
wants some rain, all right.
Yeah. Oh. Moving along.
Yeah.
Hi there,
Just name
RLM
that
Fluky.
robot. He don't care what you call it.
ICIB Doncy.
Hey, there they are. Ivy Johnson.
Okay, Grim Nerd.
Nerd.
Grim Nerd. Rob
No,
Works. And I think Rob Works.
bubbler.
Yeah, he did do the bubbler earlier. And Free Dork Nerdweeb just did the 420
420,
thing.
that's right.
Incredible bulk bub.
Wicked
Bud.
good company
Ba-boo,
today.
ba-boo, ba-boo. Bee.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trust No One is here as well. Hey, trusty feller.
No one. Number
As well,
one.
yeah. I'm sorry to hear about your kitty cat, hon. Man, that sounds painful. Tore a claw off or
Oh,
something. That would hurt.
yeah.
Poor
Oh,
kitty.
I have a cat. I would not like to see that happen to my cat.
Yeah, no doubt. I also see Beto
Beetle!
and Colfax 101 is here.
Kovacs
Although
101.
they're not really here. They're just kind of showing in the chat thingy.
That don't matter.
I know. Their name
Don't,
is still there. So
don't,
Dimma,
don't.
Dimma.
Dimma.
As well as
Mm.
Legalese Medicia or Medicina. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
legalese medical. There you go. There you go. Boo.
Wow. And
I'm
you're the
such a
educated
dork.
one out of the two of us.
I know, but I'm
Yeah, the core
self-educated,
work,
so that's
baby.
what's even scarier. Oh, hi,
Yeah.
Dorky Lynn. I see you.
Liz.
And
I know
Gooberzilla.
Dorky Lynn.
I know you
Goober.
know. How is your brother, by the
Goober.
way?
He's breathing.
Okay.
Goober is the RLM's connection to outer space.
Sweet.
Don't forget that,
Sweet.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're welcome, Goober. I thought I'd mention it so you feel comfortable
If you're
today.
wanting anything spacular as opposed to dorkular, talk to Goober. And
Yeah, there
hey,
you go.
there's a Graham's Dork here too, as well as
Grabs Dork. Oh.
a house.
No, it's pronounced the same way. It's Flash. It's just
Oh,
I'm so fucking fast now. When I type my name, it comes out backwards.
that's your story, and you're sticking to it.
I thought it was funny.
It's a son of
Okay.
a bitch when I want to
I'll,
type to you though, damn it, because I want to type it the right way. It's like mother
I
pass.
would recognize my name. It doesn't. I
Ah,
yeah. And besides, we stay in touch on here, so
yes,
I miss a comment now and again. I don't think that you're going to lose any sleep over it.
I might. But what happens? What happens with all that lost sleep? Does it accumulate in a lost sleep bin?
Well,
Moving
we'll have
along.
to ask the educated the answer to that particular question. 'Cause I ain't got any fucking idea. I didn't even know it was possible to calculate something like that. But hey, the banks are trading $5 trillion a day. I guess I could do whatever the fuck I want too.
There you go. I also see
Bio
Kozu,
Coast.
Kozu, and
Hey, we haven't
Poxified, and Pribib.
Fox. Hey, Fox.
I have no idea what a Pribib is, but hi and welcome aboard. And wow, that's a fun one.
Trib.
Pribib.
No, Pribib.
That's what I said, Pribib, but it's more fun to go Pribib.
I'll bet that. I'll bet that's like Hebrew for fuck off.
Oh,
One of those real famous languages that nobody fucking speaks, like
ancient
Or
Arabic.
Hebrew. I'll tell you, everything came from the originality of it is obviously it came from Latin or Hebrew,
Nuh-uh.
but neither one of the languages would mean anything to the person that said it because they can't read it.
It came from Neanderthal, where someone was going.
Hieroglyphics, right? Paintings on the wall.
Okay. Hi,
Boy,
pawn
the
sauce.
future's gonna suck without any electricity. I'll tell you.
Yeah,
The
what?
future's gonna be like, wow, what a drag. Okay,
Yeah.
you were saying?
Sock puppet. Sock puppet. As
Hey,
well as
Sock.
Slim
Hey,
Jim
haven't seen
Flim.
you a bit.
I know he's been a busy boy.
Busy? Yeah, he's got his
Yeah,
own life to live. Can't
I
just
know.
be here entertaining us on Saturday.
God dang, go figure. Hi, Frumpy. I saw you jumped in.
Hey,
Frumpy,
Pumpy.
Frumpy. It's the Frumpster.
Welcome, my Canadian friends.
Yes. And
Even
Slim
though
Jim
Trudeau's
Flim.
dumber than Trump.
And Teddy, the cuddly one.
Teddy!
Teddy.
Yeah, I think Trudeau is dumber than Trump. That's official now. I've made the decision.
You have spoken, huh?
I didn't think it was possible, and I don't mean like ignorant because of, what's normal, but I mean stupid because they really seem to believe the shit they spew, both of them.
I
And they're
know.
both opposite sides of the clock. There's no middle ground with these two idiots. And everything in their wake, it looks good for 10 minutes. And
Yeah.
then when you get to the end and you find out what you bought, you go, holy fuck, we've been reamed again.
Yes, we have. Hey, Cowboy Tech joined us.
Cowboy Jack!
Diddy
Hey, I
up
was on a
do.
rant, sweetheart.
Hey, guess what? Round out the crew. We got Phantom 2. And still under 20 minutes. Booyah!
Oh, is that what you were worried about?
No.
20 minutes.
No, but I
don't
just
care if
looked
you
at the
said
clock.
hello for the first hour. But, of course, we'll never be Johnny Carson. And
Hello. How
Ed.
are ya? Yeah, I know.
Good. I got a really good topic to start off with today, though.
Really?
Yeah,
Really
me
good?
and my. Yeah, I would give it on my scale of 1 to 10. This is a 36.
New math, people. Common Core. Get with the program.
That's right.
Yeah. So, what
Just
is it?
follow the dotted line. Do, do, do,
Follow
do,
the
do.
bouncing
Well,
Jew.
okay. Other other day,
Yes.
the other day we had another fire drill, shooting
Uh-huh.
drill thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
In the
Mm-hmm.
States.
Uh-huh.
Florida.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I pose a question I've yet to see be asked by anybody. And
Okay.
that question is this.
What's up?
Isn't it quite the coincidence that in every reported mass shooting, all the guns are always registered and all the people that are accused of using those weapons are all on medicine?
Oh?
It's like, wait a minute, there's nobody out there that's totally fucking insane that has the balls to go out and steal a cement truck and rob a gun shop in the middle of the night and go on a shooting spree with that's not registered. It's always somebody in the system. Easy to solve because we have evidence.
Wow. Cool.
Well, what if they didn't have any fucking evidence to go on? Who would they blame?
They
Huh?
would
Huh? Huh?
create
Huh?
some evidence.
Well, I just kind of find it funny that the way these things take place from the beginning to the first one they recorded was in 67 was a bell tower at a university in Texas, Austin, right?
Yes,
That was
my
the
ex
first.
was down there when that happened.
Okay, but according to our modern history, that's the first recorded episode of that taking place. Like, nobody on the planet had ever gone off on a fucking murder spree with a weapon before that.
No, not ever. No,
Okay.
no.
So,
According to them.
my right, so my concerns are this is more about controlling us through we know who everybody is rather than the reality of a murder spree.
Hmm.
I think they use these things to make it more common. It happens all the time. Don't get your knickers in a twist. This is just the way things are. And I think the system makes it this way. And when they don't make it that way, like Obama proved, they go out of their way to stage it so that you'll see the danger of weapons.
Yes.
While they bomb the fucking snot out of third world countries with drones, these cunts do this.
Yes.
Oh, I'm a
Well,
little bit upset about it all. That's what the deal is here.
well, the reason why they want to take our guns away is so that when they come over with the drones, then we can't shoot them out of the sky.
Oh, nah, I think it's just more to keep the argument alive than anything.
Well, it could be that too, and
That's too many.
it could also be that every time they have one of these scares, and I haven't
Gun
noticed,
sales go up.
but this is see,
Yeah.
gun
Manipulates
gun sale.
markets too.
Yeah.
There's other markets connected to guns that benefit or don't benefit. It was like the 9/11, the day of the 9/11. If you were one of the inside traders that knew to bet against the airline that was carrying those hijackers on 9/11, you made a fucking fortune
Oh hell
betting
yeah.
against that airline that day. And people did.
Yep.
It's no secret. I mean, these fucking thieves and these liars and this rigged stock market, they do this shit right in front of us like we're just like they're peeing on us. It's disgusting, Miss Mary.
Yes, it is.
I think
Actually, it's a
bank
great big ugly ass spider because if you stop and think about it, all these things are interconnected like a great
yeah,
big spider web,
I
and that spider is playing that web like a harp. And
yeah.
we're all listening to the music it's playing, and we're all reacting however we're supposed to react because,
Yeah. Well,
yeah,
okay. People are caught up in the words, and they're, I think, not they think, but what I read from them is they're caught up in the threat of losing something. And what the fuck? If nobody's done anything to do anything to you, what are you afraid of? Well, they're going to do this and they're going to do that.
yeah,
Well, while you're whining about what they're going to do, what they've already done is ten times worse.
yeah,
Remember that medical doctor we found, Daniels?
yes,
That
yes,
does not explain the medical profession to you and why you should never, ever use it again. Then you're dumber than a bag of rocks.
yeah, yeah,
And that's the end of that. But like hell, crickets because people are terrified of what is real. The illusion is more comforting than the reality. What the true is way more frightening than what they think they see. Because they're looking at Super Bowls and, waving flags and people in third world countries getting bombed. It ain't them. But when the table's turning, it is them. How are they going to react to it?
Yeah. Oh God. And I saw something over on Minds earlier today about Edward Snowden and how they were calling him a traitor and who was he a traitor to? And this is a picture of him holding a flag, and I thought, wow, that's not real endearing to me. But Snowden never really, there was always something just slightly off about
Mm-hmm.
him for me. And so
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of the stuff that I saw that was supposedly released by Snowden was like, okay, I already knew that. So what's the big deal? It's not like you released anything that wasn't already out there. I mean, maybe he did, and I just didn't look that close into it, but
Mm-hmm.
because I really just wasn't freaking, it's like, oh, look at this shiny bauble over here. Pay attention. Don't look at what we're doing over on the other. Look at this bauble. It's called a Snowden. Shake it up and snowflakes fall.
And it
No.
it works like a charm every time they do it, no matter how they do it. And the connecting factor is not what or how, it's who.
Yeah.
Anything that comes out of this government from any country on this planet is bad for us. The core of it, the basis of it, is not what we're told. It's the opposite. And 95% of the people that you tell that to will think you are insane.
Oh, yeah.
And we have video, physical proof with people that did it, whether they were willing or not at the time.
Yeah.
Like the Dr. Daniels. She said in the beginning she had this idea, and then when she found out what she was really doing, something had to change.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I look at a lot of the stuff that, like you guys write about. I never get involved in the pedophile crap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the what is it, the occult, the unknown. I
Yeah.
stay off of those kind of links. It's not my cup of tea, but I have my opinions about stuff like that. And I think society's just chock full of it. It's horrid.
Yeah. Well,
TV and advertising, movies is just. I'm so addicted to movies though that I don't want to give them up. But I know at this time in my life that what I'm watching is programming me to see certain things in a certain light that aren't real.
oh man, that's like, I used to watch NCIS or some such, yeah, whatever that is.
The detective-y kind of
Yeah.
police stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
very addictive shows. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh, what was it? We had a blizzard or something, and so I was sitting here and I turned on Netflix, and in my "Do you want to view again" thing was the NCIS, and so I clicked on it because I thought, it's been a while since I've watched that, and so I started watching, and it's like, holy shit! I mean, I sat there and I have no freaking clue what each episode was about because I was so busy going, wow, there's an agenda they're putting forth. Whoa. Dude, they slipped that right in there. That was cool. Wow, they're good at this shit. So I
Well,
was
because
dissecting all of the little messages that they were
yeah,
trying to
you
get
see it,
across. And I couldn't,
but
I don't know what the episodes were about. I just
but
know the messages.
Do you remember the time when you could have watched that and not seen it that way though? Still, is that still fresh or is
Yeah.
that far behind you?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that must be a trip.
It is. Oh, and you know what's really a trip was last winter I had watched the whole original Star Trek.
Wow.
It was so cool
Trouble with
on
tribbles. Yeah.
on
Much
Netflix.
women.
I watched the whole all the however many seasons it was over a weekend, and it was like, oh my god, because I can remember watching them originally and going, wow, that's so cool. And I thought Uhura was just totally awesome, and I didn't know why anybody thought Spock was so attractive, and Captain Kirk was just a dork even back then. But, I watched them again, and it's like, Wow, there's an awful lot of messages buried in them bad boys. So,
Yeah.
so I
And
was really,
that's not a matter of opinion. That is a matter of fact.
yeah,
But it's disguised in the public as an opinion because it's a pretend TV show. But there's so much more to this crap than you can explain to most folks.
yeah,
And we're all designed to argue about the details.
mhm, yeah,
Because, you see one shade of blue and I see another. So, hey, wait a minute. Not connecting on that. Well, you both see blue, but now you don't see the same shade, so somebody's got to be wrong.
yeah. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And it
No,
has
no,
absolutely
it's not.
nothing to do with like your photoreceptors or the angle that you're looking at it from or your past experience or anything like that. By God, you all have to see it exactly the same, damn it, because we said so.
And people seem to be convinced of that. If they're in a big group, they're easier to manipulate, I think. Sports arenas are just, I don't know, what would you call that? Like a fishbowl. Once you're in it,
Yeah,
anything could happen.
you swim
Yeah.
along with the school of fish,
But
and
there's
it's
so many people crowded, and it seems an arena seems like a big place, but with that many people, lots of horrid crap could happen, and you would never know.
yeah, yeah,
Because yes, but what they seem to do is pick and choose the horrid crap that they talk about that happened before or after, say, a sporting event.
mm,
Okay, a couple years ago, I think I was living in the States. Yeah, I know I was living in the States, but it was a California, maybe Dodgers and San Francisco game. And after the game, some guys were having bad words about the teams in the parking lot. And the two guys beat him into a coma in front of his kid over the opinion of a baseball team.
yeah, I
Now,
do remember that.
right. But he might have said something, or I can't see the one guy physically with his kid attacking the two guys. I think the odds of that were pretty slim.
Yeah,
But, once you open your mouth and you act like a fool in a place where people are angry, you're bound to get whipped.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
where did all that go? Because over the last like 5 years, all I see is all these women dressed like vaginas and guys that support them. And then there's other groups, guys that hate women, women that hate guys, guys looking for turtles that don't want a long relationship, shit like that.
I really think a lot of that has to do with the nasty shit they're spraying in our skies. Because, I mean, when you're using nanoparticles of aluminum and barium and strontium and God knows what else they're putting in there, those are all things that, well, aluminum especially,
Hmm.
it pools in your brain and it messes with your neuroreceptors. And then you
That's the
have,
point.
yeah, and then you have all these wonderful cell phone towers that they say those towers are for cell phones. That's what they're for, to boost your signal. Excuse me, I can have
Uh,
totally crap signal and not be that far from a cell phone tower, so don't give me that shit. But
see,
but then they use those and they just kind of tweak them a little bit. And I think Free Enslaved shared something earlier today, or maybe it was last night. I don't remember now. Psh, my days blur sometimes.
yeah,
But
blurry
it
days.
was about an embassy that there was a high pitched sound and multiple people had adverse reactions to it. And I wonder if maybe that's not what they're doing. Is they're testing to see how effective these wonderful towers and if they're getting the right dosage yet, if people aren't getting enough of that shit in their system, because it's everywhere now, peeps. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, they're changing us, they're mutating us, and we need to find whoever the hell started them.
Yeah, and isn't it weird? Because now we're the old fogies from the hippie days that are a bunch of twisted idiots that don't know anything about modern life.
Yeah,
And modern life has been misrepresented and lied to about so much over the last 100 years that I don't think anybody truly knows what it is anymore. But the one thing I can guarantee is what we're looking at ain't it.
Yeah.
This
Well.
is not natural. It is not normal. But the results it gets fuel it for more of it.
Oh yeah.
How, so here we are in our little fringy fringe with the few folk that get a got a glimpse of the truth for a minute, and knowing it gives me a lot of comfort. But actually applying it in life, nah, Hal calls me a cricket because I'm not playing that game.
Mm.
That legal beagle fucking bullshit game. Are you insane? That's not even real. I mean, it is. They physically they do the things that they do, but the way that you engage it, if you know how to avoid it, you're better off not playing.
Yeah.
But Hal has a knowledge of that I don't carry. I don't have his kind of mind, and these people are intimidating. They can take your freedom in a snap, and then with it, your property and your future, and do whatever they want. And they've got a population full of dummies that haven't been through it yet, that don't know. Because
Well, the thing
what
is
the
that these individuals that are calling the shots, they can't do that. They themselves, personally, cannot do that. They are not capable, I don't think, of doing that, which is why
no,
they
it's
have
a
little
joint illusion,
minions.
Mary.
They have
Yeah,
minions and
yeah.
henchmen that they say, I want such and such done, and make it so, number one.
They have people suing. What they have kids suing the state over global warming right now. I just read the link brief. I didn't even think it was
Yeah.
important enough to remember it, but something you said brought it to mind.
Yeah, up in
But
Washington State.
or maybe me. All right, but these legal is just it's a misdirection word for commerce. It's
Yeah.
got nothing to do with any fucking thing besides money. And if you don't believe me, try to get a lawyer without money.
Yeah.
Okay? The least you have, the less they want to do with you, except to lock you up so that they can get their state pay. Because the prisons are privatized now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got to respond to this. J. Dredd, I know you don't have
Oh,
any
Dread.
sympathy for single mums, but you got to stop and realize, hon, Miss Kate has it right. Immaculate conception? I don't think so. Somebody else was poking fun.
Oh,
And,
poor Dread. See what I mean? That's
well,
his side. And
and
he's
yeah,
a
and
single
he's,
man talking for who any fucking way. Tell him to mind his business.
yeah, but he's sitting here talking about how, they're destroying the future of their children. Where's the father in this equation? Does he not take any responsibility or get any responsibility for that? He poked fun.
See, that's because Hansel doesn't have any fucking idea physically about what the state does involve their life with these people. When the state gets involved in these people's lives, it's not what you're told. You're told a bunch of shit, and the truth would make you doubt what I would be telling you, because your wiring is to protect the state.
Yeah.
Get out of it, man. Or well, go play in the state and leave me alone.
Well, and some of this stuff I really do blame on like the Johnson era because that's when a lot of that shit started because and
Well,
who was it?
I got a good comparison. Wait, let me interrupt with this, Mary.
Okay.
I'm the man in this duet, right? And this
Mhm.
is how I feel about Hansel's comments as a man. I'm going to give you advice on what to do in your menstrual problems, right? Not you but a female. I'm going to tell a female what to do,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Okay, you know why?
Why?
Well, I read it in a book and I raised a daughter and I know all about it.
There you go.
Well, no, it's a bunch of shit. That's my opinion of what women deal with. Because I never went through it. I just assisted in this or, comforted in that.
Yeah.
But as far as knowing, how the fuck do I know? I'm just assuming I know because I'm watching it. And that's
Yeah.
what I compare that explanation to single mother. He lumps everybody in a fucking box like they're fucking cattle, directs what direction they go in. Fuck
Mhm.
you, Hansel. There you go.
Well,
I'm done.
I see a lot of this stuff where what was it? God dang it. I can't think of his name. I can see him. Little dorky guy with glasses, an economist or whatever. But, yeah, I know, Grim, those Wild Johnsons, they're always poking fun. But, I can see this guy, but he was talking about how, if you wanted to make a pencil, no one person could make a pencil because all of the components come from several different places. And he was doing a kind of how capitalism works kind of thing. In any case, he was talking about when a lot of the welfare stuff was really kicking it in, and dads were wanting to work, but it paid better for the dad to not work. And then the dad started feeling less than because he wasn't doing his man thing or whatever, which I understand that completely, because, man, when my kids were little and the ex was, saying, oh, well, I'm the breadwinner around here, so I can decide how the money is spent kind of shit. And it's like, oh, fuck this shit. I'm going to get me a job, so that I don't have somebody doing that crap with me. And I really did feel less than for a while there until I decided I ain't putting up with this shit anymore. But it does. It messes with...
Came through in your voice, Mary.
Yeah. Well, it messes with the self-worth kind of thing. When you're no longer doing what you think you should be doing, and then you feel like you're not contributing, and then, you start picking fights, and all this other shit happens, and then next thing you know, the family starts falling apart. And now we have all of these single-parent families, or, families where the kids are here for 4 days, and then they're here for 3 days, so the kids don't have any kind of real stability going on. And
all by design, Miss
Yes,
Mary.
that's just where I was getting to, is it's all designed.
Sorry. Oops.
No, seriously.
I didn't interrupt you there.
No, that's fine. It is. I think it was all by design, and it was a long-range plan.
Yeah.
Just like all of this shit.
Yeah, you can't fuck something up this badly on accident.
No.
No, this is sabotage at so many layers of society that when you talk about it to people, they usually think you're stupid or insane.
Yeah, but when you really look at how they sabotage the family unit, and then you just extrapolate out from there, just about every single thing that is messed up right now is because the family unit was progressively destroyed.
Well, they did it through commerce.
Oh, yeah.
And here's the other thing that nobody wants to face. Overpopulating a city and undernourishing the population was going to bring these results. They knew it before they did it. They had to. They were experimenting with animals to see what would happen. And now here people do it, and this is the same thing the animals went through. So, And here's their latest con. Now, here's something about rats. Gremlin wrote about it. I think in New York City, like rats are like 10 for every person. They outnumber them. And they poison the rats, and the rats will pass on an immunity to their offspring to survive the poison that killed them. But these are the same animals that they're using for cancer experiments. So I'm a little bit confused. They can give them cancer and kill them, but they can't poison them and kill them. I wonder why that particular science is never discussed in public.
See, and another thing that's rarely discussed in public is all of these antibiotics that people keep going to the doctor to get an antibiotic because they got this going on or that going on.
Crap. Yeah, read the ingredients. And I got flack for posting the ingredients and overreacting to normal.
Well, and it's not just that. It's that the bacteria, once a bacteria is exposed to the antibiotic.
I'm saying is that educated people that think they know better are trying to play it down. Well, you don't know what you're reading is the problem.
Yes.
Because you don't understand what these things are.
Yeah, because you don't have special letters from the alphabet behind your name.
Right. Not read the packaging label is the problem. This opens the door. Wait till you see what they package it in. That's how they pull it off. And then some of the shit that's actually in the shot like these animal secretions or whatever the fuck they call it. I won't let them put none of that crap in me.
Well, and
No.
that's with that shit. But the antibiotics, and I listened to a doctor explaining how this works, and it's like, holy shit, I hadn't thought of that. But when you take an antibiotic and it kills off most of the bad bacteria and most of the good bacteria too, by the way, antibiotics don't give a shit if you're a good or a bad bacteria.
I want to be a bad bacteria,
I
Miss
know.
Mary. A
And,
really bad bacteria.
well, you are a germ, let me tell you.
Oh, damn.
you,
Slap.
you're infecting people's minds. But,
You just answered me. Slap.
yeah.
Right in the face. Oof. Pow. Zap.
In any case, there are a few bacteria that survive this, and the ones that survive it develop an immunity to whatever that antibiotic is. And so they have to have a stronger antibiotic, and a stronger one, and a stronger one, and eventually the bacteria, which, people don't realize your body is covered with bacteria.
Yeah,
And a
all
lot
the
of
time.
that
Yeah.
a lot of that bacteria is there for a beneficial purpose. It may creep you out,
Yeah.
but it's there for a reason. It was
Remember
designed that way.
but remember when they were talking everybody into that antibacterial soap phase shit?
Oh shit, yeah, and my
Are
daughter
you
still does
kidding
that.
me? I remember being a child and I played in dirt, drank the water out of the hose.
Yeah.
I mean, crawled around in it. I was a kid.
We made mud pies, we ate weeds in
Yeah.
the yard, that kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
So, I
And you
just
can't do
I
that
didn't get it.
now because everybody's spraying everything with all this nasty shit, and it's getting into
See?
the water table and fucking stuff up even more.
Who do we blame?
Ourselves for falling for the propaganda bullshit.
And for the people that didn't fall for the propaganda bullshit, didn't do them any damn good.
No.
And a lot of those folks are they're wasting their time doing shit like prepping. And the reason I think it's a waste of time is if civilization falls the way they're portraying it too, and the end result is what you're expecting, you won't want to be here through it anyway. It's going to be a drag.
Yeah.
My end
But
is a whole lot different than the shit I read. I got a different version of it.
those that do survive will be awful damn tough.
Yeah, but there will be a mortality rate no matter what they
Oh,
do to this
yeah.
planet.
Well, shit, it's on the
Human,
frickin' Georgia Guidestones. It's the
but
plan.
human beings are very what's the right word for this? Um,
We
they
are,
got a good survival ability built
yes,
into the
adaptable.
machine.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, what medicine figured out how to do, Mary, is abuse us with the false knowledge of help when it was really harm disguised as help. And they wrote laws to make it legal to do this and do that. That would hurt us.
Yeah.
And it's okay. But the common guy what he understands is when I get sick, these people are going to save my life. And what the
Yeah.
truth of it is those people don't give a flying fuck if you live or die. And in fact, if you're dead, they make more money off you.
Yes, they do. And you know
I
what's
can,
really
I got,
what it's really sad. And yeah, that's that Dr. Jennifer Daniels again. But
Mhm.
man, she
She's
opened
not
my
the
eyes to
only
a
one.
lot of
Wait,
things. And
but
it
she's
wasn't.
not the only one. She's
No.
just the one that she speaks easy to understand language. So
Yes.
well spoken, and she's got a friendly. I mean, for all the horrid shit, she makes it easy to listen to. It's not like you're sitting there and watching a video that's uncomfortable. It's you're listening to a woman talk about a bad situation and make it so that you can at least go wow and hear it from beginning to end.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that a male trying to portray that part of the equation would be it would work against the truth because of the male domination crap and lose a lot of people that would normally listen to it.
See, well, no, it
Yeah.
depends on the male because Dr. John
Oh,
Bergman,
that too. Yeah. Wait a
Dr.
minute.
Bergman is really good at,
I didn't think of that. See,
yeah.
I must be pussy whipped or something because I like women.
Well, he's really good at, but he does it in such a fun way, because he giggles an
Okay.
awful
Yeah.
lot, and chiropractor and homeopath and nutritionist and all this other fun stuff. So he touches on all the base, and I love it. There was one he was talking about in one of his videos. One of his patients had come in and said, "My foot hurts really bad. Is there anything that you can do about it?" And so the doctor did some adjusting on the in his ankle and on his foot and told him he had bone spurs and what he needed to do nutritionally to help alleviate some of that, and that it would take some time. And the guy goes, "Oh, no, no, it can't be something that simple. I'm going to go to a real doctor and I'm going to find out
Yeah.
just exactly what's going on." So he went
Yeah.
to a real doctor, and a real doctor gave him a prescription and called it some long Latin name. And he went back to Dr. John and he said, "I went to a real doctor and this is the prescription he gave me, and he said this is what I have." And Dr. Bergman read it and he said, "Yeah, that's in Latin. You know what it says? It says foot pain in Latin." That's what they do. That's why they use Latin. They come up with all kinds of exotic sounding things. My former boss, I had lunch with her on Wednesday, and it's like, oh
Mm.
my God, because she has a little bun, and she's one of those. She runs to the doctor for everything, and I keep telling
Oh,
her, stop
okay.
doing that. And but she is a very good little drone. And bless her heart, she's a
Yeah.
wonderful lady.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she believes in
Yeah.
authority. She believes in doctors. She believes in medicine. She's going to a
Yeah.
specialist now because she's got some kind of pain. And I said, "Did you ask the doctor if any of this could be side effects from all of the other medication that you're on?" "Well, no." "Maybe you should do that before you go to some specialist in Denver. You know, ask the doctor for, if
Well,
maybe this is
yeah.
a side effect, instead of going down and filling two more prescriptions and then setting up an appointment with a specialist. This is
Yeah.
crazy, woman. What they're doing, they're putting shit in you. You have no
Yeah.
freaking clue. It's just the doctor tells you in Latin that it's this. And
I
basically it's
know
you
that.
got itchy skin. But she says it in
Mary,
Latin, so it sounds really important."
and for the world, Mary, I get it. And me and you are so opposite. I get it. You get it. And all the people in the middle of us have all the disagreement about topics that are this big. Now, I posted, I was commenting, I was whining about it last week too, I guess is the truth. I posted a link about the fractional reserve banking on a financial based link.
Uh-huh.
And I got told I got told to take my hippie shit and go away. So, well, it told me the guy did. Well, even if you listen to it, if it's not what you want to hear or not what you know, if you've heard the opposite of that your whole life and finally go, fractional reserve banking is this. It's what? No, they can't do that. That's wrong.
Yeah, that's when the cognitive dissonance kicks in. And yes,
Right.
free legalese is no different from the BS, the medical. But a lot of people also don't realize that the AMA and the insurance companies are the ones that pretty much set up the curriculum for medical schools, so that doctors, a lot of doctors, unless they're willing to go against the grain, and most of them aren't because they've got a hell of an investment in all that schooling, unless they're willing to go against the grain, they're going to go along with the bullshit, even though their bullshitometer is pegging out. Because, well, I learned it in medical school, so it must be true. It's just like I saw it on the internet, so it must be true.
Well,
That's the
yeah,
way
you
I
know
see
what?
a lot of that shit anymore.
Yeah, wait a minute. See, that's the point. Is there is so much equal of both bullshit and truth out there now that there's no way to ever be good with this at a realistic level ever again. It's over.
Well, and that's why you got to learn to trust your gut.
Yeah, but we're doomed to this lifelong war, rich, poor, middle class, royalty, science, religion, education crap that we could probably do much better without because it's all the basis of all the problems.
Yeah.
When you get too big, you can't control what happens, and people are under the illusion that you can control what happens thousands of miles away because you're, connected somehow, and it's not true.
No.
People can be bought and sold like candy in a store.
And yet it
They
is
have,
true when you look at congressional people and how they control shit. Because look at fucking San Fran Nan Botox Biatch
yeah, but
Pelosi.
Mary, the things that they control don't play a physical role in the average guy's life at a level he can see it at. It's so embedded into the system behind layers and layers of bullshit that they don't really know that that woman is the reason your doctor is murdering you.
No, they do not. No, they do not connect the dots. Not at all.
They don't even believe the story about the doctor's help is really not help.
Yeah.
It's just a way for them to earn a living.
Yeah, it
It's a
is.
job. It's like slaughtering sheep. It doesn't fucking matter. There's people that will kill. Getting medicine and you can kill all you like.
Yeah. Well, and that's why it's called practicing medicine. They practice and practice and practice. And unfortunately, those of us that go, which I haven't been to the doctor in a couple of years now, but those people that go to the doctor, it's like, well, the doctor said, so I have to do
Well,
this. And
right.
yet
It's all
I
in our
catch
upbringing.
myself with, Dr.
Yes.
Bergman and Dr. Jennifer Daniels, although she can't
Yeah.
call herself a
Yeah.
doctor anymore because she had to surrender her doctor's license because she was actually curing people. We
Oh,
can't
yeah.
do that.
No.
And you're not
And
using big pharma to do it. Why are you not writing
yeah.
prescriptions?
Go.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just freaking crazy.
Well, actually, it sounds very simple. And if that's how simple the answer is, then the addiction to the illness is far deeper in people than we even know how to explain it.
Which is a lot of why I just think, whenever somebody says, what are we going to do about it? I have no freaking clue what we are going to do about
Right.
it, but I know what I'm
What
going
I'm
to
gonna
do
do.
about it.
Yeah, that's right. And with all the bullshit going on in the world, and I'm in this little pocket. Well, it's not really a pocket. It's on the coast, right?
Mhm.
So I got the water on the back, and there's nowhere to go, and there's nowhere to come from up here. It's just the middle of nowhere. And I took off to the store. I had a really nice morning on the RLM. People were just chatting about nothing.
Mhm.
Little music talk, and how's it going? Their opinion about this and that. But it's been a little angry the last few months. Let's
Mhm.
be real. Let's be grown up here and admit our faults.
Yeah.
I've been hey, I can call somebody an idiot if I feel like it, just like the next guy.
Mhm.
But the thing that I try to let people know on the radio is even though I do it, I don't it's freedom of speech, and I am abusing my freedom of speech to, cover a mood.
Mhm.
And there's nothing serious about it. No physical actions are taken, so there's no victim. It's not the same, but we're treated as though it is.
Yeah.
Like if you read a bad sentence about you that it matters. Well, maybe it matters to the person that wrote it, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Just as much as the information we share amongst ourselves, right? You're only going to take that information as far as you're comfortable to take it. And I'll say it with the driver's license, Miss Mary.
Yes.
And to this day, okay, if the owner of the car is willing to let me drive their car and they understand I ain't licensed to do so and I don't give a fuck for their license, I'll drive. But they got to know I don't give a shit. And you can say no. Or if it didn't come up, I would never volunteer. But in a crisis, I could drive anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've driven a car that long in my life, but I don't want to. Are you sitting down, Miss Mary?
Yes, I am, and I actually put my coffee down because I'm ready for you now.
Do you Do you know how long I've been boycotting oil for now?
Probably a while.
Well, it's the sad part about it. The only part I could play in boycotting oil was to stop using a car and buying gasoline. But that's my contribution to I call it a cutback because the computer's made out of petroleum and we're burning shit to get the electricity like a bunch of monkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm not driving a vehicle anymore. I'm not buying gasoline and oil for the machine and all the petroleum products you need to replace. Fuck all that. I'm done. Now, you know what I do now?
What do you
Did
do
I
now?
tell you I brag about this all the time, baby?
You
I
walk.
walk. That's right.
That's
I'm
good for
I'm an old
you.
I'm an old man out there walking without a cane.
You're walking the streets. You
Hmm?
shameless hussy. You out there
The,
walking the streets.
the dirty, filthy streets of Freddytown.
I
Yep.
know.
Yeah.
Damn.
Today I was telling you before the show, it was really a pleasant day. The sun was out, the wind was down, um, and the people that I pass, a lot of them I recognize. I know
Cool.
them, they know me. And today, for the first time, for what reason, this one Greenlandish guy that I usually say hey to, he says, "I know you, but I do not know you. You've been around a long time." And he had a big smile on his face the whole time. It's funny that the Danish people, when they are outward going, they lean more towards the sarcastic and the off color.
Yeah.
The polite they are to you, the more intimidated or uncomfortable they really are.
Yeah.
Or they really, really, really like you, and that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
But socially, anyway, it was just a little moment I had. So in this little dinky town, I have these like pleasant experiences going out and interacting with the Danish public. And today, I uh, I went to go get. This is a good one.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? It's another girly one. I went to go get What is that thing called again? Huh? Mascara.
Oh.
Right. So I didn't want to look like a complete idiot because I'm a lone man in a a room full of women and girly,
Stuff.
cosmetics. And,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. And here I am buying mascara, right? So what happened was Hannibal chewed on the old one.
Uh-huh.
So I figured, well, I just say, look, I'm trying to replace this for the wife so she doesn't notice before that she gets home. That's why I'm
Ah.
buying it. Anyway,
Ah.
so I get her the wrong kind and had to go and replace it.
You should
So
have taken the chewed one with you.
I did, but see,
Moosey.
I didn't get her the right kind. Anyway, it's just one of those.
Yeah.
It if I was if I was younger, I wouldn't go out into the public and do some of the things I do today.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if maybe 30 years ago I would have gone to the girly stores to go get my girlfriend anything. Nah, you can do it. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Never had a problem with female products because that's a medical thing. I was raised with this is absolutely important for if a girl ever says, "Will you go get me some?" Do it. Don't ask questions. Go do it.
Yeah.
And my peers at 15, except for one, Joe Kimball, everybody else thought, "What are you down at the store buying those things for?" And start with the name calling and the stupid, and we just shrugged and went on our way.
Yeah. Oh, God. And see, that reminds me, my ex, when he was little,
Yeah.
they had company coming over, and his mom wanted him to help set the table. So she said, "Go and get the good napkins and put them out on the table." Well, he had been snooping in the bathroom,
Mhm.
and he looked underneath the sink, and there she had some napkins that were, he figured, oh, these must be the good ones because she has them stashed away. So, so when he
Children.
set the table, he opened all of the little packages and laid them out beside the plates and put the fork and the spoon and the knife on top of them.
Harry, that's a good one. That's better than that Canadian joke I read a couple weeks ago. Wow. Well,
I
you
about
know,
died laughing when he told that, and his mom said, "Yeah, he did it," and I was so embarrassed because I didn't go check the table before company came in to go and sit down and eat, and there was all of these sanitary napkins.
and that story that you just told is the very foundation of what I mean by we are taught all the wrong things.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's some things that I apparently see. I grew up one way, and everybody else grew up a different way, and I thought everybody else knew what I knew. And when I was 15, I found, wow, you guys are stupid. You don't know fucking anything. I said, damn.
yeah,
And some of them had sisters, and it was like, wow, you. Hmm.
yeah,
It was like it's like the real world is this big silence zone where nobody says anything that really matters, but everybody knows who was on TV last night.
I don't. I haven't watched a single thing, not
I'm
even
not
a YouTube
talking
video. I know.
about you woman, you.
I
I
know. I know, but have
I
have
was
you
being
watched any of this?
superior.
I know you're being superior. Have you watched any of the Olympics? Anything on YouTube or any of that shit?
Not not except if I accidentally open something or no, not interested.
Well, when I open up my browser in the morning at work to log into the company web and all that other fun shit, um, I see little snippets of
Yes.
Olympics. So that's the only reason I know that the Olympics are going on. Because other than that, I just really don't give a shit anymore. Although I do like watching like ice dancing or that kind of stuff. Because man, those that takes an awful lot of skill to be
Okay,
able to
well,
do
let
that
me ask
shit.
you
But
this. Since when does it require a competition to enjoy watching people physically do uh, things, games, and feats that they're particularly good at? You know, I mean, a football game, if you take all the politics and all the bullshit out of it, the physical game is kind of damn interesting. And if you understand like weight and measure and shit like this, it would make a lot of sense. It's a very mental physical game. And then
yes,
they threw all this other shit into it and ruined it for me.
yeah, now it's just like a modern day gladiators kind of thing.
But it drew the masses. It draws a bigger crowd of less intelligent people. It's like a filter for idiots.
Well, if I'm going to watch football, I'm going to go watch a little kid's football game because they're learning and they're so fun
Right.
to watch.
I'm
You
just
know,
saying that the bulk of the people that follow the organized sports are not very bright. And the people that do that are bright are not as committed as the ones that blindly do.
yeah.
You know, because there was riots after the Eagles won in Philadelphia. That's what I saw in the interwebs. I can't say I didn't recognize any part of it for Philadelphia from experience,
Mhm.
but they were reporting that. So I'm thinking, holy fuck. And after all the stuff I have witnessed, what I do read isn't all that hard to believe most of the time.
See, and I saw well, once again opening up the browser for work, I saw that Philadelphia had won, and they had all these headlines about burning the town down and shit. And it's like, what the hell? You guys won. Why in the hell are you rioting? You won, and it's
Yeah,
getting
well,
to the
I
point
w-
where
yeah.
rioting and celebration don't look any different, and that's a
Uh,
very very bad sign. A very bad sign.
right. Well, I appreciate the physical thing about it, but I don't appreciate is the politics and the involvement of outside things. It's football, you know.
Yeah.
If somebody is dancing, it's whatever they're doing shouldn't be made that big of a deal because it ruins the art. Because catching a football traveling at so many miles an hour through the air from that far down, that's a hard shit to do.
That's a
For
lot of
two people,
physics.
Yeah, but for two people to connect that well in a game and be able to do it it's a rarity.
Yes, it is.
Not everybody. I've played a little football. The further away you get, the harder it is to do.
Yeah.
Well, they've created human beings that have these super abilities that can, and it's a fucking great thing to see them do it. But my personal opinion is it's so corrupt and it's just out. I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, that's
Not
kind
that
of
it's
where I
not
am.
good. Yeah, I'm not like physical activity. I just think that the money's ruined it. You know?
Yeah, it has. It's ruined a lot of
Yeah,
I
yeah, and it hasn't ruined the show. It's ruined the me wanting to participate in it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see horrible things when I see that stuff, and I cringe.
Yeah, see, and that's why I haven't watched professional sports in forever. But I will go
Mm,
watch my grandkids, and
mm,
I enjoy the hell out of watching them learn how to work as a team and
mm.
learn how to do. God, my grandsons are doing basketball now, and it's fun to watch. Of course, I remember watching my girls do basketball, and it was like Keystone Cops out there sometimes. Freaking hilarious. And then you'd
Well,
have parents from either their team or the other team sitting there yelling at the kids going, "Don't you be doing it, and you're so dumb, and why in the hell, and hey ref," and I'm like, hey,
yeah,
these
yeah,
are kids. They're learning
yeah.
to play a game. Don't be such an asshole.
It's all take. Yeah, exactly that. See that kind of aggression. Remember the Bad News Bears movie?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it wasn't real. I was in Little League when I guess I was 69, so I wasn't that old. But, 69,
Mhm.
I actually, yeah, when I was still little enough to believe in school, I did school things.
Yeah.
And after about 10 or 11, that's really when the crash finally hit at 11 for sure. But it started at 9.
See, and I used to play softball and all that other fun stuff, and I was one hell of a third
Yeah.
base person.
Yeah.
And being short, a lot of people didn't realize that I could still hit the ball. And I remember one time we got second place in the city tournament, and they kept telling me, "Scrunch down, give them a small strike zone, scrunch down, scrunch down." And it's like, I can hit. No, we want to walk you so the good hitter will get on base. And I just got so damn pissed that I was leaned down and I was scrunched down and gave him a small strike zone, and here was this beautiful pitch coming at me, and I whacked that son of a bitch. Wound up getting a triple out of it. And my coaches were tickled because the two people that were on base came in, and we wound up winning that game. But when I got in afterwards, they yelled at me for hitting, and it's like, that's what I'm supposed to do, isn't it? I'm supposed to hit the frickin' ball. I got a triple out of the thing, and I'm short, and I don't run well, and I still got a triple out of the thing. What the hell are you bitching about? So that was pretty
I got
much when I stopped playing.
I got something I want to bitch about.
What's that?
Have you noticed that there's a new race card in the game?
No, I didn't.
Well, let me be the first to introduce you to the 2018 White Guy Race Card, because now, by God and country, it's good to be white.
So there's a white guy race card?
Well, that's how I read it.
Oh, okay.
I see all this crap about, oh, why it's okay to be white and all this stupid nonsense. This is the same shit that the fucking other people say. Well, what's the big deal? You're just falling into their trap like an idiot.
I don't have a
I'm telling
card.
you, it's an English-speaking world problem in the first place.
Yes, it is. Yes,
I'm
it
telling
is.
you, I live in the land of lilac because these people are smiling at me when I come in and when I leave.
Yeah, you guys don't have like um African.
Problems.
You don't have African Denmarks. You don't, and there's no African British, and there's no
Mm-mm.
African
No.
Chinese, and no African Mexicans, and
No,
no
but
African
there's
Russians. It's just in America, African
but
Americans. What the fuck?
there are foreign people here that speak Danish fluently.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
Well,
it's not like the melting pot where I come from,
yeah, but you
but
guys don't have the
occasionally
hyphenation issues, I guess is what
here,
I'm
well,
trying to say.
it's a smaller population, Mary. It's like, how could a population of 6 million expect people from other continents to speak their language? It's not believable. 6 million people speak it, so wow, no.
Yeah.
I mean, not to mention that our bone structure is not designed to do it in the first place.
Oh, yeah?
I think your body is in tune with the area that you are in.
Well,
This
yeah.
whole thing is balanced like I don't know, like a mystical kind of a guru thing. And all this shit goes on, and you see it how you see it, and you do what you do, and everybody else is doing exactly the same thing I'm doing, but in a different way of doing the same thing.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I just read what Grimmy wrote. You're a Mexidane.
I don't know. Let me ask my wife. She says I got a big no on that one, Grim. Try again. She says I don't even know what it is, but no.
That means you're a
Wow.
spicy Dane.
I don't. Well, actually, the reality of it is, I don't prescribe to any country anymore. This one or the one I came from or any of it. And if there's ever a time in life I have to deal with it, and then I'll deal with it. But it's not an issue. It's a non-threat thing. There's nothing for to ever start problems. Then I'm never going to have police on my back.
So you don't need that whole hyphenization kind of shit, huh? What the hell
No,
are you? You some kind of weirdo or something?
I think so. I think that I just stand out enough so that it makes people leave me alone. You know, they're
Yeah.
not that damn curious to find out. They just go, okay.
Yep.
In the States, you might bring on a problem, but out here, nah, these people are nicer. They don't give a fuck about you.
Oh, Moosey
They just,
corrected it.
yeah.
You're a Jewish
But,
Mexidane.
Jewish Mexican. Uh, hey, you know what? Did
What?
did you know that the birth certificates are traded on the New York Stock Exchange
Yes,
and
I
we're
did.
chattel? Do
Yes, I
you know
did.
that most people think I'm an idiot when I tell them that?
Yes, I did.
I just wanted to know because I mean I'm not. I don't mind it so much because I'm not the one that believes I'm an idiot. I'm the one that believes you're an idiot.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the beauty of being a human is whatever you see, you either don't want to be it or you are it.
See, and I just
It's
believe everybody's wherever they are at that point in time because that's what they're ready to accept.
the reflection in the mirror, Miss Mary. I'm making a point here.
I know you're making a point here
I was
besides the one on the
making a
top of your
dork point.
head. Yeah, your
Well,
door cat.
well, let's not bring up the point then. Hell's bells. We're gonna get in trouble this week, Miss Mary. Okay. Anyway, let me see if I've got any questions on my. I got a joke. You ready for a joke?
Sure.
Okay. Sitting down, have your hot beverage and from you. I'm stalling so I could grab my pipe.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, so there's a rabbi, a priest, and a father, and they're all coming out of the cafe into the street.
Okay, a priest
And
and a father are the same thing.
oh,
Shows what
well,
you
the
know.
Catholic and the Protestant then.
Okay,
Whatever.
a
I don't
rabbi, a
fuck.
minister, and a priest. There you go.
They're okay. You tell it your way. Anyway, so they're walking out. They've had lunch. They're walking out the cafe together, and the three of them at the same exact moment fall upon a big bag of money.
Ooh.
They're standing there and they're trying to all argue about how they're going to divide the money.
Okay.
Well, the Catholic says we'll draw a circle in the snow and we'll throw it up in the air. And what lands in the center, we'll give that to God, and what's on the outside, we'll divide. And the second guy, he says, no, 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 no. We will do the circle, and the what lands in the center we will divide, and we'll give the rest. And the Jew says, let's throw it up in the air, and what God wants, he can keep.
Whicha, you Jewy
I
messy
like
Dane.
it. Yeah, I like those goofy old jokes. I'm such a sap for the old stuff. What God wants, he can. Isn't that Jewy though?
Yeah, that
You know
is
what
kind
I'm
of
really.
Jewy.
But this white card thing, yeah, it's like a race thing now
I
because
wonder
they're
if
victims.
I wonder if this whole Jewy thing, because that really has made it into at least out here, when you're going to talk someone down on a deal, you're going to Jew them down. Is that
Yeah,
is
I
that
have
like
to
being
us them down.
racist?
I, you know what? As
What?
long as I come up with a profit and on the good side of the equation, you can call me what you like. See, there's the real truth about money. All this, all this name calling and crap, it only exists in the ignorant world. The money world, they don't give a shit how you talk to you. Fuck you. As long as I get my profit, you can call me what you like.
Yep.
That's right. You can slap your prostitute all over the place, and they'll thank you for slapping them. That's
Mm.
the nature of money.
Wow.
That's why people want to have this shit so they can abuse other people.
See,
What do
and
you think it's about?
I just nah.
Miss Mary, you can only drive one car at a time, no matter how good you think you are at it. So, all
Nuh-uh.
this,
Well,
all
yeah.
this,
Okay. Yeah.
argue with that one. Anyways, all this pretentious. I've got a, I've got a garage full of cars, and tra tra la 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 la. That's all wonderful and shit, but it's stupid to be that greedy, and that's what consumed your life. Ugh, yuck. I'm not that much of a taker, I don't think. So, I've been called the narcissist, and I've tried to tell people I'm not a fucking narcissist. I'm a hedonist. There is a difference. Get a book and read about it. You're just not very intelligent, and you don't know there's two different ways to explain what you see.
Well, and how does that equate to intelligence? And this is an honest question because,
Experience?
yeah,
I
based on
think, I,
people's experience,
yeah.
maybe they don't see it that way because through their experience, they just
Shows
don't
them
see it.
something complete. Well, it's training, Mary. How
Yeah.
you are. Some of us didn't go through traditional training by the standards of life as we see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My father was a very unique uh, teacher, and he taught me a lot of things at a really early age that other people didn't. They were at when he was doing it. My uncles would tell me later, we told him he was wasting all that time, and we were wrong
Well.
because I was very capable of
Mhm.
doing things as a young child. But I credit the parent. Not it wasn't me that was special. They just spent their time bringing what they wanted out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I see parenting is whatever your kid is what you spent your time nurturing. And if the kid's horrible, then that's what you did. You did that.
Yeah.
You may not know you did that, but everybody is not designed the same. Some people repel a hug,
Yeah.
and there's reasons for that kind of behavior. But a normal human being will welcome it. Where somebody like that's been slapped around or abused somehow as a child, a little kid, they'll grow up and when you try to hug them, they'll go, "Hey, get your fucking hands off me, stranger danger."
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, well, but these are instilled behaviors. They're not there unless somebody did something to you.
Yeah.
It's very black and white. They've made all this medical bullshit out of children's normal behavior. If your kid doesn't sit still, it's not because the kid's got such a wide interest in everything, it can't focus on one thing at the moment. It's a little kid. It's grown up.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
Yeah.
It'll develop. That's how that we've not been taught how we develop, so we step all over each other in life.
Well, it's kind of like when parents are, They're, oh, come on, you can do it, sweetie, teaching their little one how to walk. And then, oh, listen, she said her first word. Or, oh, they're talking in full sentences. And then within a couple of years, will you sit down and shut up?
Yeah,
It's,
I didn't. Yeah.
yeah.
No, I
Well,
didn't.
my dad did. But,
Yeah, but I was a strict disciplinarian in a sense, but I would make the most fucking fun out of fucking up hot dogs for dinner.
yeah.
That the kids didn't know they were purposely being entertained. They thought I was ruining dinner. And then I would kind of go, "Oh no, you don't even want to even look at this. This is horrible." I didn't do it often. Once in a while I could get away with it. Oh
Yeah.
no, what do you see? What I ruined it again. And blowing up hot dogs on purpose so they'll explode
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
boiling water. They're edible. They're little kids. You put some ketchup on it, it's not going to kill you. But
Yeah.
they're funny as hell to watch the little kid go, "Wow, they blew up."
Well, I used to do that with my kids too, and my mom was real good at the sarcastic learning skills. But
Yeah.
yeah, with my kids, cripes, they looked at Chinese food first time I made chicken chow mein, and they were like, "Ew," and I said, "Yeah, you don't want any of this. It's sticks and worms. This is gross. You don't want any of this stuff." Cripes, they went back for several helpings. But
Okay. In some cultures, mixing like jam and meat is a staple, right?
yeah, mhm,
And in some cultures, it's not done. We go with like the ketchups and the Tabascos and the chili and shit like that. But that's what I was raised with.
yeah,
And well, I had a second daughter in a second marriage, and my little 9-year-old liked to put ham and jelly sandwiches.
yeah,
And no, because well, for one, I don't really care. I like a good ham now and again, but it's not like a staple food for me. I don't like to eat it too often.
yeah,
Like once a year, some ham is all right. That week,
yeah.
but this kid would eat a ham and jelly sandwich right in front of me.
Well, my ex used to put jelly on grilled cheese sandwiches, and I
Well,
thought,
so will
oh,
my
that is
wife,
just
though.
weird. But then I tried it, and it actually was pretty good. And then
Right, but no,
went to
for
a
my taste.
barbecue with some friends one time, and they had jalapeno jelly. And if you've never had jalapeno jelly, you need to try it. It's amazing. But they had jalapeno jelly, and they put it on the hamburgers, and oh my God,
Oh, okay, yeah,
that was some
yeah.
yummy zippity doodah on that hamburger. And now it's
Did it
like,
make your butthole pucker?
no, it did not. But I tell
Didn't,
you
it didn't
what,
have any zippity doodah in it. You
I
was
have
talking.
I have a hard time eating a hamburger. Well, at home when I fix hamburgers, I gotta have my jalapeno jelly on it. I love it. But
Yeah.
going somewhere else, it's like it's just not the same. Just I need my jalapeno jelly, and I can do without the ketchup and the mustard now because I like that jelly on there. So yeah, it's learning to try new things. I think that's, and maybe that's, maybe they don't want people to learn to try new things or realize that, hey, what that person does over there, it may sound weird, but it may not be all that weird. Because be afraid of different, be afraid of weird.
See, like that cough.
Yeah.
I did something unexpected. I
Mhm.
muted. Yeah, I muted.
Yeah, I noticed you did.
Oh, you can read the levels when I do that. Wow. Talk about NSA, man. Everybody spying on me.
Yes, I
You
am.
got your little, got your little spies everywhere checking out my every move. Oh
That's
no.
right.
What am
That's
I
right.
gonna do? Can you imagine being so full of yourself, right?
Mhm.
That you believe that the government is gonna do something to you.
I don't know that it's necessarily full of yourself. I think it's more of a paranoia kind of thing. I think they
Yeah,
get to the point where they're so freaking paranoid. Sometimes
yeah.
paranoia is not a disease, though. Sometimes they really are out to get you. But
Well, can you explain something to me then, Miss
what's
Me?
that?
If in they're not out to get you, Why did they do the medicine the way they do it?
Well, see, and that's one of those things that I keep thinking y'all are just messing shit up. It's that whole um,
Hey, Moose.
who dies with the most toys kind of thing again. Because what they're doing, like this chemtrail shit that's going on right now.
Mm,
They're fucking it up for everybody, not just the little people, those dirty breeders and breathers and stuff. They're
mm,
fucking it up for
right.
everybody. They're going to have
Everybody,
to deal
right.
with the consequences as well. And the
You've got
same
to
with,
understand to a bank, you're only as important as the zeros that befall your name.
well, that's true.
There you go. So if you're no investment to anybody, then who gives a fuck about you?
Yeah. See?
That's the reality of it. We have all been conditioned to judge by possession. What you possess is what you are worth. I say to that, but it's the standard. I just don't care.
Well, it's
You know?
their standard. It's not mine. So,
Right, right. That's what I mean. But it is definitely you can't fight your way around it. It's got so much support that it's never going to stop.
but when you fight against something, you're paying attention to it. No matter what you're doing, you're fighting against something and therefore giving it attention and you're feeding it. So stop
Mm-hmm.
fighting against it and just start doing your own thing, working toward whatever you want to accomplish.
Oh,
That
I
way
would
you're
never have
you're
that.
focusing your attention on what you wish and what is beneficial as
Oh,
opposed to
so like
fighting what
you're
is not beneficial.
so like you're 5 cent psychiatristing me, huh?
Yes, I am.
I'll give you 5 cents. All right, I'll give you a nickel.
You want to kick a football?
Nah, I just wanted to lay on a couch, kick a football. No, no, no. I'm just really, really lazy now. Now that I'm in my older years, I find it just fucking fascinating to do fuck all. It's like, wow, I don't have to accomplish anything. I'm not under the thumb of somebody's want. Wait a minute. Oh, click, 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 click. Play some video games or something. Yeah. But there were times in life where I had responsibility to money, and things had to be done. My time was always belonging to somebody else in the long run.
Oh,
Whether it
really?
was good or not was my yeah. But see, that's what I did was I found a way to make what I needed to do for funds fun and comfortable and enjoyable.
Ah.
I had a lot of weird jobs too. Along, I drove an airport shuttle in San Francisco for a couple months.
Hmm.
I was curious, wanted to see what it was about. I didn't really care for it as like a career, so I only did it for like 2.5, 3 months. But it was fun.
Ah. Well, so if you can do something just for a short period of time and still enjoy it and earn your keep, as they say, then what the
Well,
hell?
in my twenties though, there were a lot of maybe it was just the way I lived, but there was always available. What would you call it? Legal labor available if you wanted it.
Yeah.
And it didn't pay enough to make taxes any kind of concern because it was small labor, cheap labor, delivery, messenger shit. But it
Yep.
was fun. Oh, fuck yeah, I had a blast.
Well,
I was childish in my 20s, my dear. And I used to,
no.
instead of, yeah, and I worked in San Francisco in the financial district where they did these blueprints, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't ride my bike. And the
Oh.
other messengers were kind of like, "Hey, what the fuck is this? This guy won't ride the bike. Well, why does he work here?" But I was as fast on foot as they were on the bike.
Yeah, and I've seen some videos of like those bicycle messengers, and holy crap.
Well, this is way back in the '80s. Oh my God, I'm not talking about when it got crazy. I
No,
mean,
well, no.
this is
I'm
the
talking about some of
population
the.
was yeah, but the population in the '80s was just it was on tilt, but it hadn't really cracked yet like it did in the 2000s through the Obama years.
Yeah.
Now, Obama was the You think Trump is bad? Obama. Wait till you find out in 10 more years what Obama got you guys into. Just like Bush before him. When the deal comes up that they united Canada, Mexico, and the United States land-wise, they signed some kind of treaty that's going to be good in a few more years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they always do.
Right, but see, on the surface, they tell the public, this is your land, and this is your this, and this is your that, and then behind it, there's something else that is real.
Yeah, that's
that
that look at the shiny bauble while we're doing this shit over here. Pay no attention, move along, nothing to see here. Yep, yep. I see
Yeah,
Free shared a joke or had Barman do a joke. When
right.
everything seems to be coming your way, you're in the wrong lane.
No shit. Wow. You know what I found on Minds a couple of weeks ago, right?
Uh-huh.
This black guy gets in front of the car, pounds on the hood of the guy's car and won't let him pass. So the Pollock gets out of the car and walks up to him and just knocks him out in one punch. And then his brother Guido comes around the side and kicks him when he's down.
Oh, geez.
That, yeah, but that was, and the caption about it was, "This is Polish visitors to Germany."
Ooh.
So, these people that live in the cities are so brainwashed with their own stupid shit that uh, sometimes when they do it, it backfires. But that's not the side that gets reported the most. What you hear about is where society doesn't work, not where it actually works. Like somebody getting out of their car and knocking you in the fucking skull for hitting the hood of their car. I'd do it.
Yeah.
I might have to use a tire iron or a baseball bat. I'm a small man, but you ain't gonna beat on my car and stand in front. Fuck you. I'm gonna come out and fight you.
See, and
Maybe so. That's why I don't drive.
I would just take my foot off of the brake.
Yeah, but I drove in a yeah. The same thing. Yeah, no, I'd want to get out of the car. See what kind of damage it did to my hood. I was a car owner once. I had those luxuries.
Ah.
Well, maybe not a car owner. Well, I was in my teens, and then as I got older, I realized how everybody had a fucking car. Why do I need a car? And I
Yeah.
drove I drove better than most everybody. They always asking me to drive any damn way. So I went, hey, I don't need my own car. This is cool.
Ah. Oh, hey. You were talking about mines, so I went over to mines, and guess what I found?
Uh-oh, drugs.
Well,
You
close.
found heroin. Okay,
Close. It's
come
from
on.
Butch Crassity. Um, a prohibition flow chart. Number one, public thinks X is scary. Authorities ban X to make public feel safe. No legal way to obtain X. Value of X increases. Black markets form. Organized crime gains a new source of income. Organized crime grows. Frequency of violent crime increases. Law enforcement uses harsher tactics. Criminals become more violent. Hmm. Hmm. When you follow the bouncing ball.
Well, the narrative is telling you what to think.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
you don't have to think about shit. You just got to do. That's what I mean about all these instructions they give us, and the way they tell me, fuck you, tell me to do everything all the time. I go, nah, I ain't gonna do it that way. Do it this other way. And the
Hmm.
odd part about it in the end is that doesn't I don't bother anybody doing it my way. It's just I'm not allowed to go make a big hoo-ha about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as I just mind my business and don't hurt no one, life is good. It's all you can ask for in life.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but we've been conditioned to think some really wacky shit, Mary.
Yes.
I
Yes.
read a thing the other day about that. Remember that blonde haired, blue eyed little Arab girl, the Palestinians that the Jews got a hold of?
Yeah.
I read an American's comment about it saying, I hope the Jews beat the shit out of her and keep her in prison for a long blah, 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 blah. And all I could think of is you really have no idea what you're seeing here. You're so convinced that the victim is the aggressor, and there's nothing that can ever change that opinion.
Yeah.
That that you would want a stranger, first off, a stranger, and then a blonde haired, blue eyed girl to suffer is beyond most males' ability. Most men will draw the line with a blue eyed, blonde haired girl. It's like a standard, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah.
The epitome of innocence. And when you're willing to destroy that face, then that lets everybody else know you're a fucking wacko. Stay away. Because you got no morals at all. None.
Yeah. Well,
It's all
anyone that's
all this girl's in trouble for is slapping and punching a couple of military guys. A 16-year-old girl is facing prison because she slapped some soldiers. It's not even worth talking about, let alone punishing over.
and from what I understand, the reason why she slapped them is because of some very derogatory remarks that they had made to her, and she just had enough and turned around and slapped one of them. Which I have done that in my time too. I've had people say things to me that really, really just like, dude, seriously, that fell out of your mouth? You kiss your mama with that mouth? And I turned around and I slapped them because they deserved it. You gonna talk like that kind of shit to me? Fine.
Right, and I'm saying as a man, okay, and especially not ever being military, I'm just a regular Joe. I'm not going to go all stupid over some 16-year-old girl slapping me if it came to it. I mean, no matter what the circumstance, even if she started it, I'd go, it's a little girl. She doesn't really know nothing.
Well, but that's the way they work shit over there is...
Right, but average Joe doesn't know is what I'm shooting at here.
Oh, yeah. I've got a brother that tells me that all the time. You don't understand. Those Palestinians, they have no right to that land. And it's like, really? Really?
It was theirs it was theirs before the Jews came and tried and took it away from them.
But there was no such thing as Palestine. And it's like, really? What? That just fell out of your mouth? Seriously?
I got a good one for you.
What's that? What?
Well, this week on Minds, on a link, I compared the United States land grab of the 1700s and such to Palestine.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I didn't even get anybody to like or dislike it. It was ignored like I never wrote it. And I am a sad little dork.
You're a sad little dork? Well, damn it.
I was hoping that opinion about it would spark somebody like Hansel to confront me. But nothing. I'm sad. I was stirring up the shit, but I really think that all this Plymouth Rock crap and this Thanksgiving crap nonsense we're all fed, okay? According to the history books, these people left England to avoid religious prosecution, right?
Yeah, and so what they do, they came over here and did same damn thing.
Well, right, and that's the obvious logical. Well, then they came here and practiced their fucking heathen whatever crap they did and wiped out the people that were there.
Uh-huh.
But they call it Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
The locals taught them how to survive the land, and then they fucking betrayed them and killed them all off and took the land.
Yeah, because,
and now they call it the United States, and everybody thinks it's their fucking land. They're insane. It's just stolen land, just like everything else. Stolen from somebody. Go back far enough, because who the fuck owns land? It's insane.
And so, who the fuck owns land? Then how do you steal land if nobody owns it? You just occupy it for a short amount of time. It depends on how you occupy it, which apparently there were people that were not so nice when they occupied. And that happens.
And a little girl is going to, she's facing the threat of prison over slapping some guys. And I'm just thinking, wow, that's some petty, for world news, that is some petty fucking shit. And for that blue-eyed, blonde-haired face to get so little support tells me that there's a bigger problem behind what I'm seeing. Oh. I don't even know how to identify how badly this makes me feel.
The programming has worked quite well. But what's really sad about that is the modus operandi over there. And this was one of those things that my brother was telling me, oh, but you just don't understand. Because I'd shared a video one time of some little Palestinian kids that were throwing rocks at a tank. because the tank had just driven
Yeah.
through one of their homes because Israel had decided that they were going to occupy this because they needed to expand. They needed more room. So they're occupying and they're pushing people's houses down. And so these kids were throwing rocks. And the army came out with guns and threw bullets.
Mhm.
And he said, well, those kids deserved it. And it's like, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
Wait a
Right.
minute.
Deserve.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute. Now,
I
I
know.
understand in the Bible that David killed Goliath with a stone, according to the Bible. But when you're in a fucking tank and you got a bunch of troops with all these big ass guns and these little kids are throwing rocks,
Yeah,
you
why
guys are
does
all
that
geared up.
allude? Okay, there's
Why does
something
there?
in the water,
Yeah,
Mary. There's something in the water.
there's.
Something in the shots. There's something in the diet that we don't ingest. There's a reaction to the shit they spray that we don't get. It's
Yeah,
just there's like obviously when you read the chat in RLM, there are obviously some people that are more aware of what's going on around them than others. Or the way they express what they want for everybody else isn't all dead and bomb them and kill them shit.
yeah,
No, I've never seen Grimm put a bad word up about any, group of people. He's not for any of the war or the, you know, being a greedy cunt. He's more seems like a fair guy. And other people on the site, not so much.
yeah. Well, that's
To
because
make a
he's
comparison.
grim and he is the RLM god, after all.
Well, sure, we don't fluff him up every once in a while. It would kind of be rude. I mean, he does let us do this every week.
Yeah,
And we get to hold him hostage too.
yeah,
Well, there you go.
yeah.
What? Where does he come out? Ah, poor guy. Everybody's poor Grim. That poor Grim. See,
I
we
know.
bring that to Grim so he can go. See, oh, I've got it so tough. I got to do this every Saturday.
Yeah, and he chuckles at us.
Remember when he laughed at me and I called him competition? Big gorilla, Magilla gorilla. Jesus Christ! But I'm telling you, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. That's
Yes,
all there is to that. Yeah,
yes.
my little brother was way bigger than me, but until he was, smart enough, he didn't know how to do anything with it, and I took advantage of that for a long time.
Well, because that's what brothers do.
Experience, Mary, is what I mean when I think of things in terms of idiot or smart, or I'm thinking more in terms of your experience is so weak and so minimal that you really don't know what you're talking about. And I
Yeah.
don't think people are stupid because they're wrong. I think they're stupid when they're misleading you.
Yes.
And if they don't even realize what they're saying is misleading you, wow, that's even worse than the original problem. So, I got a lot of judgment going on in this life, Miss Mary, so I can survive.
You are a judge that is mental. Therefore, you
Yeah,
are
but I
judgmental.
but I don't waste it on the color of your skin. I spend my judgment calls on the intelligence of the receiver. And because of that, I seem to get along with people from all over the world here in this little Danish town.
Well, that's because it's just you, and you're just a little guy, and they could squish you like a bug.
Yeah, that's what they could do. Sure. Yeah. Because murder here? Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Who'd notice a missing long-haired American at what?
Actually, they
No,
probably
they're
would notice you being missing.
sure. The aggression level here is so. I don't even think they got one. No, I go down into the town to go get things, and I'm telling you, there's always women with their children out with the ducks, feeding the ducks, or playing with the kids in the park. There's like a big yard, like a lawn.
Yeah.
I've taken pictures of it and put them on FN a while back. But anyway, it's kind of calming and peaceful, and it's nice. So I don't find much to complain about except how the world is portrayed on the internet. It looks like a big bowl of shit on the internet.
Little do
And
you know that the world is not a globe and it is not flat. It's just a really big bowl of shit.
I don't I don't know.
It
Prove me
could very
wrong.
well be, and we're
Right.
wallowing in it.
And that's the point. Is not that we know what it is or we know what it isn't, is that if you're open to whatever it is as being the truth, but that's not what we're taught. Whatever the best thing for us is what we should use. But what we do is we use the best thing that's going to make this prick over here the most money.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I was watching the an episode of the Beverly Hillbillies, the first one last night, and I kind of saw it in a new light
Oh, yeah?
because, yeah, well, Jed's got this field of oil that's just garbage.
Yeah.
It's on his land, and the guy comes by, he wants it, and he goes, "Well, I can't afford to pay you to take it." Then, you know, no, 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 we want to buy it from you, and they're going to buy it in these new dollars that he never heard of before. And
Mm-hmm.
she says, "Silver dollars? No. Gold? No. Some kind of dollar, $1 million."
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're telling you right there on TV in a kind of a way something's wrong.
Yeah.
All right. Well, they've made a useless product like oil that's probably a lubricant for the planet, and we shouldn't suck it all out because it's cooling shit off in there somewhere. But they con people into thinking instead of growing hemp, we'll use oil,
Yeah.
so we can make more profit. It's always been about more profit, not about what's good for us.
Yeah.
And here
Well,
we
but
are.
they clothe it in what's good for
Right.
us.
And sold it, and yes, and the public bought it, and here we sit. And if you dare to ever before this to disagree with them, they ended up where you're at the dork table. Because
Oh,
disagreeing
man.
with the disagreeing with the state is not a good thing.
Oh, man, that's how I got here? Jeez.
Well, there's no way around it completely, unless you want to live on a mountain and wipe your ass with rabbits. You know, fight other animals for dead carcasses.
Yeah.
And I'm just not Vinny enough for that kind of life. So, yeah.
Vinny,
I
bless
don't
his
think
heart.
so.
He's such a good little redneck.
Yeah, but he's the kind of guy that could live outside for a couple of weeks, and it don't that he that's his normal.
Yes, it
He
is.
he he would die doing what I do. This would stifle him. He couldn't do it. And I like my little Danish home, and my little Danish wife, and the little Danish dog. This is a fucking trip.
Yeah. And it would.
Yeah.
It would stifle Vinny because Vinny does like the big outdoors. And
Hmm?
yeah.
Oh yeah, and Cirque doesn't. You can't compare America to anywhere. America is so vast and has so many different climates. And if you've seen them, it's hard to impress somebody that's seen a redwood forest. It's hard to show them a tree that they can really go, yeah. Then besides, well, yeah, that's a tree. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've walked amongst redwoods, and I'm telling you, it's like a religious experience. Your body feels different being amongst those giants. Mine did, and you acclimate to it after a bit. But the feeling when you first enter is like it's it's physical. You can actually feel something. I mean, if you're tuned into that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But I did. Oh yeah, it was nature at its finest, I would say.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then there's other things we haven't been exposed to appreciate, like running water of a stream.
Oh, that is so awesome to just lay there by a stream and listen to that. Of course, that's me. But
Can you imagine though how many people that we know that never even had the opportunity to do that because that's not where they were. That's or the time of year or whatever. But I've been in the right time of year where there was running water, river, rocks and shit. And go
yeah.
sit down and listen to it and just watch crap change. It's fun. Well, maybe not fun, but comforting.
Yeah.
Well, now that I'm old, I get to recognize some of the shit that I did right when I was younger. It wasn't
Ah.
all a train wreck. There was a few good minutes here and there.
Well, and sometimes those train wrecks help you to appreciate the good times.
Oh, I don't know if I not maybe not appreciate so much like normal people, but it does broaden my view a little bit, and I see it more clearly. Because I think I've got prejudices that overcome what other people tell me.
Ah, see, there you go. Well, you call them prejudices, and I call them just a gut reaction or a feeling.
Well, if you're talking about money, I already know you don't know anything about money. Or if you do, it's not anything more than a game. If you think it is, it's not.
No, I know it's a game.
Yes, but it's real in the sense that we participate in it, but in reality, it's just a big mess that's designed to do all the fucked up shit it does. And if you learn to bet at the bad times, and sometimes you can make more money than when it's good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a rigged game. It really is. It's rigged from every angle at every level, and no matter what you do, you can't escape it. It's always going to be there, like a virus.
Yes, and we are
They,
infected by it, and there is no
they call.
antivirus out there except for your own brain.
Oh, yeah, there is. It's called Live Honest, and you'll take another look at all this shit and see it for what it really is.
Well, that's what I mean, your own brain. You
Well,
just have to do things.
there's some there, yeah, but there's some sacrifices you got to make, and you got to be willing to listen to these other people tell you the opposite of everything that you've been taught to believe. It's not as easy to do as may make it sound like I think it is. I realize it's difficult,
Yeah,
but
but it can also be fun, because of course I'm weird. I'm a dork, and I find
well,
some of that stuff, especially when someone is very, very vocal about, no, you're wrong, and starts throwing out links and shit. Then I start following those breadcrumbs, because invariably I find something that actually either totally supports what I'm saying or totally douches what they're saying,
douches. Oh, she's
you know,
talking all
or
dirty again
even
at the end of the
douches
show.
what I'm saying and supports what they're saying, or somewhere in the middle. So to me, it's like, ooh, a treasure hunt. How fun! I can follow clues.
Really? Oh, you gave me some likes on the mines, Miss Mary.
Yes, I did. Yes, I
Uh,
did. I went
and
on a
the and
liking frenzy.
yeah, and the last one that I see on here was the minorities and the majority thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And it, I had no idea about what languages were spoken most on the planet Earth,
Uh
whatever it
huh.
is, flat around, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But there's a graph here that tells you the color of the occupants of Earth by amount of people. Okay.
Uh huh.
And some clown wrote on here it's about quality, not quantity. On a thing not related. It was just about what the color of the people are. It had nothing to do with better than or worse than, or it was just more than. And this guy had to put be the first one to be the to slap it with shit.
Yeah.
I went, wow. Yeah. I told him the global population is about quantity. What are you talking about? That's the whole point, quantity.
Yeah.
And then, well, we have some problems in communicating here with the world, Miss Mary. They don't get it.
That's because they're not ready to. And yelling and screaming at them ain't gonna change that.
I can't throw a tantrum.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Oh, man.
And you know what? I see this really cool meme over here on Minds. In the world, not of the world. That's cool. I like that. I am in this
See?
world, but I am not of this world.
And it goes back to the thing about the Constitution being changed from for to of. The concept of is different. Even legally, it's different. That one word is the backbone of change because they play in a legal world, in a legal system, and it's crazy. What they've done with the abilities is insane. You give people too much power, and they're gonna fuck you like they do. And the people that are being fucked won't say stop. Instead, what they do is they say, "Give me a sex change." Let me be in that group. I'll vote Republican. Something. I'll
Well,
get your
yeah.
licenses. I'll pay your extortion. Just take the thing out of my ass.
Okay, I can
And you know
understand
what?
that.
I got to warn you guys about something.
What?
Government does not ever tell you the truth. So even if they promise to take it out, even if they do take it out, they're going to put it back in.
Ouch.
And they're going to
Thanks.
keep doing it to you until you have had enough.
And then they'll do it some more.
Yeah, but what enough is to me is not what enough is to the next person. So there's no way to define it in words. It's a feeling or it's an idea, but it's not real until the person doing it wants to do it. It's like a change. I would say it would be a change. That would be to give it a title, a name, something identifiable. But what it is could be one thing to everybody would be different.
Mm-hmm.
There wouldn't be a group to fall into that because it would be a personal experience that other people would not encounter the same way you do.
Yeah.
That's how I describe me in Circle, because how the fuck I met her is beyond. I don't even understand it to this day. I wonder what the fuck happened.
Sometimes you just aren't meant to understand it. You're just supposed to go with it.
Yeah, I'm not adverse to that philosophy, and I gotta admit the drugs and the alcohol really help. Thank you, Big Pharma. Yeah. Want to make a bad decision? Go see a doctor. I guarantee you'll be sorry for everything that happens after that visit.
Yeah.
And I can prove it. I could do a show on it. But I think just the results are enough. I don't think dragging people through the details of something like that are really necessary. Because,
They've gotten people trained so well. We're such good little trained SEALs. They've got us trained
yes,
to where when
yes.
you have a bad reaction to whatever the doctor did, you go back to the doctor and tell them, I have this bad reaction. And they go, oh, well, here, take this. That will deal with that bad reaction. And then you get another bad. And they keep going back for more. It's like mental. Mental.
Yeah, I was living in a house that had medical background, which made it worse
Mm-hmm.
because they're taught all the same horrible basics that the doctors are taught.
Yeah.
So when you're ill, they encourage you to do this stuff, thinking because that's what they believe. They don't really know the truth either.
Yeah.
If they did, they couldn't consciously do this for a living day in and day out without going nuts. It's psycho behavior.
Yes, it is. And
You're
you know what?
killing people. What? We're
We're out
done?
of time.
Hey, it was fun, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for listening into the Dork Table here on RealLibertyMedia.com, Channel 3, and lots of other RLM sites. And be sure to check back later. I'm sure there's going to be something else going on. Listen to the stream, whatever. Tomorrow at noon Eastern Time, Grimner is going to be on playing the blues, and there's going to be a rousing game of trivia, I'm sure, going in the chat. Then directly following Grim will be Hal Anthony, who's going to open up a can of whoop ass on yo ass. And then directly following him, well, no, not directly following him, Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Gary L. and Gigi's Boo with The Road Less Traveled. So thanks for listening. Be sure to come back often. And by the way, donate. Because it's
Oh
in
yeah.
this capitalistic system, this shit
Yep.
ain't free. And although
Dig
Flash
deep.
and I don't get paid, actually, I think we would probably have to pay. But help RLM out.
Yeah,
Buy.
dig deep.
Yeah,
Grim's worth it.
yeah,
If you've got
Grimmy's
it,
worth it.
spare it. Yeah.
Yeah. And if
That's it.
nothing else, go shopping at Amazon with the link. And then Grimmy gets a little tippance from that or tuppence or whatever. But